that's what a lot of players struggle with. They struggle with being intentional when it comes to whatever it is that they're doing. To bring the intentionality to their plates or to their meals, I know it takes some getting used to. So how do you kind of work, and how do you encourage players to really start to be intentional?
That's such a great question. And I think I want to make sure that it doesn't get lost in translation. Being intentional is not the same as being strict or restrictive. There's a lot of flexibility in the fueling that an individual can have that still allows them to perform at a high level. And a lot of what I do with clients is I do have them take, an inventory of their meals and the schedule that they have. So they do a food log with me. And I ask them, and I teach them, to recognize what are the hunger signs that their body tells them, what are the fullness signs, and starting to be more in tune at meals. And I find that the ones that are most successful in bringing intentionality are the ones that really are able to listen to their body and know that there is that intention that needs to happen if they are going to be playing at the level that they want to play. They know ahead that they need to be planning and having their meals, not necessarily planned out to the T, but know roughly when they're going to have the next meal, how to make a complete plate. Yeah. Because if they don't have a complete plate, they're probably not going to feel as full and as satisfied, and they're still going to be hungry. So there's so many different components that go into this type of work, because it takes practice. It takes years sometimes for people, and I'm learning something every single day for myself. So I think it's a daily practice of just being intentional and present with yourself, and that takes time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you made that distinction, because I think you hear intentionality, you're like, okay, I got to be really focused, really, really disciplined, but you're not conflating those things with restrictive, strict eating. So it's like you have to be aware. And I love what you're saying about being aware of your hunger versus fullness, just being aware of like listening to your body, right? Like same thing I try to tell players, like, yeah, we have again, if you're in the program, I ask players to at least put in at least an hour outside of our session throughout the week. You can do more, but at least let's try to hit that baseline. But also I try to tell them, you got to listen to your body. Like if you're playing 5 games in a week, like maybe this week you're not going to be able to do that, and that's okay. Like you said, it's a process, but it's learning how to listen to what your body can do, because that's what's going to make it sustainable, rather than me trying to force this on you, like this is what you need to do. And it sounds like you're the exact same way. You're not going to force this style of eating onto somebody, or you need to do this and this, or you're not gonna perform at the level that you should be. You're like, okay, let's look at what you're doing, and let's listen to your body and listen to how you're performing. How are you feeling after you eat this meal, or how do you feel like you're performing? So just learning how to listen to the body, I think is so crucial.
And it definitely teaches them how to self-regulate around food, because there is no perfect diet. If you like have someone that says like, try this diet, it's perfect for soccer players, like you should be like, really cautious. But it really is, it is necessary for people to learn in the process of listening to their hunger and fullness to overeat, undereat. Like that's part of learning how to self-regulate and being able to take in information and be able to understand what it means for them. So that's where I like it when people make quote unquote mistakes, because it's a really great learning opportunity for them. And that's where, if we want to build trust with these athletes and we want them to trust themselves, we as adults have to allow them to, give them that space to make those mistakes and not judge them for it and not teach them to judge themselves for making them.